I'm recording a record. It's kind of a big deal. I'm Priscilla Rocks. I mean, who else better to record an album at Priscilla Rocks than Priscilla? I mean, it's time, you know? I started this recording studio in 1970. I know. Most of you probably weren't even alive at that point, but I was young. I had been living in England for a very long time, very small town, and I heard about this band called the Beatles. They came on my telly and they were like, "Hi, we're the Beatles, and we've got this music that we want you to listen to that we know your parents won't like, which makes it even better." And I heard about them recording at this place called Abbey Road. At the time it wasn't called Abbey Road. They recorded their album Abbey Road there and then they renamed it and everything. Anyway, I saw them on the telly and I was like, they suck. I want to do that, but better, you know? You know, those people who are out there in the world and you're like, how did you get anywhere? Because you suck, you know? No, they're great people. Some of their music is good. Not personally a fan. So anyway, I wanted to start something, you know, it kind of felt like a monopoly of sorts out there, and with the Beatles came a big revolution, you know? Wasn't that the name of one of their albums? Revolution. One of those songs you say. I can't sing it because if I do then I probably have to pay for it because they're jerks. That's not the point of this. The point is I'm telling you how 1970, young Priscilla, new on the scene, just, you know, moving on with her life, finally saved enough money to buy that little shack that was up on the hill. And that was the start of Priscilla Rocks. I taped up a little sign. I bought a little microphone of sorts. But that was really just the beginning of it, and it wasn't easy. It was lots of fun though, lots of great memories. I met so many people. I know so many people. I worked with David Bowie once in the late 80s when his music was on the decline inspiration wise, and he just wasn't feeling very inspired by any of it, which obviously not. He came to me and I said, "David, don't you worry, baby, I'm gonna fix you up." And I did. He came in and he recorded a little album that never made it really big. It hit like a few clubs, maybe a little, and then he kind of just like dissipated it. It was called the Inside album. But he never really got into it, and then he went on and did Tin Machine, and then he just kind of forgot about that stuff too, which, you know, I like that work. And then he did a couple things in the 90s, and then he released the Outside album, which, you know, good music, not that original, like, kind of heard that idea before. Outside sounds kind of like Inside, if you know what I mean. But he was a lot of fun. We used to have this running gag that would go around, and like every time I would say anything to him, he'd go, "He is so stupid. That's the stupidest bloody idea I've ever heard. Why are you so stupid?" And then I'd laugh a little, and then like he'd do whatever he wanted. It was really funny. So why am I recording a record? Aside from opening the studio myself in 1970 and being the sole proprietor, owner, operator of it, having my name in the title, it has always been a dream of mine to be able to do what my clients do, you know? I try to just, you know, incorporate myself just a little bit. I'll be like, "No, please just let me sing backup on this. Please let me just hit the C key on the keyboard for you. It sounds great if I just hit this little symbol." And every time it was no, no, no. One time I asked if I could play the maracas, and this little band turned to me, I forget the name, it was like the Kinkies or something. They turned to me and they were like, "Who are you and why are you shaking those dead mice?" They weren't dead mice. They're my mice maracas, you know. One of them says in Morocco, but hold on. See, they're not dead mice. They're my mice maracas. Well, really, they're just little mice, and I just put a little bottle on the back with rice in it, and I just made a little shaky thing. This is my little batty. This is Reginald. He's in a banana costume, and then this is Henrik. And he is in a Superman costume, and I really think that they like both just resemble what I am and what I do for Priscilla Rocks, you know. I like to have a good time, I like to be bananas, you know. Everyone likes that about me. And then I'm also a superhero in the fact that I will save your career, you know. But yeah, everyone just always never wanted to include me in the actual production part, you know. My maracas were a little too, you know, edgy, I guess, you know. I think that it makes a nice sound, you know, and his little tail goes up and down, and he's like, oh, I'm in music, oh, I'm having a good time. Enough of these. You're probably wondering where my glasses came from. It was Elton, good old LT as I call him. He always noticed how I'd walk around like squinting. I'd be like, "What are you trying to say to me, Squiggy?" And he'd be like, "It's not Squiggy, it's Elton." Because it took me forever to remember his name, because that's a really weird fucking name, you know. Anyway, he had this huge collection of glasses. And he was like, "I think you're squinting because you need glasses." And he was right, because after years of working in a dark shack where there wasn't any light, you know, I had like a little tea candle that I just go in there and I light it. I usually burned my finger. But that was it. That was all I had in the beginning, because, you know, it takes work. He just pulled these out and he was like, "Put these on," and I did, and I haven't taken them off since. I figured, you know, if no one wants me to be a part of their thing, I'll just bloody make my own and have it be hopefully way better than everything else out there, you know. I got like this little theme song that I'm working on, called in an album at Priscilla Rocks. Maybe if they like it, we can buy some new socks. Fun fact, I haven't been able to purchase socks since 1993. You know Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Alright, well, there's a lyric in there that is taken from exact conversation that happened in the recording studio with him. I said it. Alright, so I was just like standing there, he was like fiddling on the little piano thing that he has, and just hitting those piano keys, and I said, "Oh, man, I remember when Rock was young." And he looked at me and he's like, "Bloody Rock young? I'm still young. I'm a rock and roller. What are you saying? What the bloody hell are you saying?" And I said, "Well, calm down. I'm saying Rock. It was my pet rock. Me and Susie had so much fun when she was younger, you know? Because once your rock ages, you know, they get a little heavier, they get a little more boring, you run out of things that you can do with them. And he turned it into a whole thing about rock and roll, just like he thought, because he was offended by me. I'm thinking about calling it, gluten intolerant, don't feed the mice, they aren't very nice, they really hate rice, and anything with gluten. This jacket I just found in my storage facility, which is actually the shack. Funny story. This was from Freddie Mercury. He gave it to me before he passed on. I'm also thinking about maybe like rapping a little on it, because, you know, need more hip female rappers, and I really think that, like, people look at me and they're like, you're kind of just an old hag, you know. You know, smelly hag, like, really go bathe, please bathe, get out of my face, nobody likes you, who are you, where's Priscilla Rocks, you don't even, where did you get those glasses, the toy store, and so on and so forth, but I think that, like, once people heard my rapping, they really stopped, you know, take me seriously, so I'm just, I mean, rapping's about, you know, it can be about so many things, you know, social injustice, fights with your exes, oh, it's talking to me. Raised in the streets of England, looking for my mother in the mainland, can't find her anywhere. They told me I never had one, but that's impossible, 'cause where did I come from? Everybody knows that babies come from the mothers and the lovers, 'cause it takes two to make a baby, but it said that it didn't take anyone to make me. I come from the ground, I'm a monster, and I'm going to be sucked up by the sea. They wish, that's at least what they tell me. But I don't believe them. They tell me everything that I can and can't do, but I'm going to deceive them. I worked with Lou Reed for like a day, but God, was he a downer. Like, no wonder Andy Warhol's art was so screwed up, because he's around that energy all the time. Great music though, but I just couldn't work with him. You know, it's just been such a wild party, like non-stop. Like I was telling my friend earlier about all these kids these days going out and drinking all this canned beer and this bottled beer, and like my day, I'd go out with Mick Jagger and all of them to the bars, and like we'd be out back drinking a hobo's urine, because, you know, made us a little loopy, so we're like, oh, this is totally beer, obviously. And I'd still really like to know why it did that. Bob Dylan came in here once. He didn't mean to come in here, he was a little lost, he was a little confused. That's the dream, right? You know, you work really hard for something, and everyone tells you no, you can't drink that man's urine, he's not a hobo. No, you can't have Morocco mice. No, you can't come inside, you've been sleeping in a cardboard box for 3 days. I think we're all just waiting for that one person to say, yes. Yes, you can wear no pants in the studio, we don't mind. Yes, if you want to eat toast covered in mayonnaise for the rest of your life, go ahead. It may be disgusting to me, but whatever floats your boat. And yes, Priscilla, you can record your album. That's what I said in the mirror to myself right before I decided to record my own album. And I just hope that everyone will love it as much as I do. What's that sound out on the street? Sounds a little bit like a piece of man meat. I'm so hungry, I want a bite to eat. Think I might just munch on his six-pack till he's dry as me. That song's called Menopause. Clever. Yeah, I know Miley Cyrus. She taught me how to twerk. You wanna see? You wanna see? All right. She told me I was really good at it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. She told me I was great actually.